What's up, Kansas City? I'm your host, Glenn Bryan Frizzell. Today we are taping in the historic 18th and Vine Jazz District at the Lincoln Building, home of Cascade Media Group. Today's special guest is currently seeking election to the at-large position in the Kansas City, Missouri School Board election that will be held on April 8th. We had her here before where she discussed with us a little bit about her educational philosophies. We're glad that she could join us again today. If elected to the school board position, she will serve a 5-year position. What's up, Kansas City? Let's give a special warm welcome to Miss Catina Taylor.
Thank you so much, Glenn. It's a pleasure to be with you again, and I thank you for the opportunity for having me on What's Up, Kansas City.
Thank you for joining us here today. Can you tell our viewers why you are seeking election to the Kansas City, Missouri School Board?
I basically feel that the Kansas City Public Schools for quite some time have had a tremendous amount of problems, and we've been able to, with the current board and superintendent and his team, begin to establish a firm foundation. And now that that foundation is set, we need to move expeditiously to address student achievement, which will drive us toward full accreditation for our district. And anyone knows that in a community, if you don't have a strong public educational system, business won't come, families won't come. So our entire city economy is impacted by the quality of education that we make available. So not only am I doing it for our city as a whole, but the individual children and the families as well.
Wow, that sounds real focused. Can you tell us a little bit about your background, Ms. Taylor?
Absolutely.
Were you born in the area? Did you go to school here? Where did you go to college?
I am a native Kansas Citian, born and raised here, yes. I have traveled, so I've been other places as well. But I started at Blenheim Elementary School and did, of course, elementary school there. That building is no longer open, unfortunately. Then from there, I went to Lincoln Junior High School, and I graduated from Southeast High School. After high school, I attended Avila University. It was Avila College then, and received my Bachelor's of Political Science with an emphasis in pre-law and my paralegal certificate. And then after that, I attended the University of Kansas School of Law, where I received my Juris Doctorate degree, or my law degree.
Congratulations. Where have you worked in the Kansas City community, Ms. Taylor?
I've actually worked for the government. I've worked in private sector. I've worked in nonprofit sector as well. For the last 15 years, however, I've been an educator. I started off in the Kansas City Public Schools. Then I taught some time in private school as well, and I've also taught in charter schools. So I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to educational institutions and how the decisions that the adults make, be it policy making at the school board level or the administrative level in the individual schools, and even in the individual classrooms, at every level I've seen what happens that will have a positive impact and a negative impact on our children.
Good. We'll talk to you a little more about that in just a minute. I want to ask, are you involved in any community or civic organization?
Absolutely. I have always been one to be involved and engaged in the community. Do I hold leadership? Or not necessarily leadership, but membership in those type of organizations? No. My philosophy is this: if I see an organization that is working well to enhance the community, be it poor people, be it people of color, be it education, then I am there volunteering my time. Oftentimes you'll see me behind the scenes. I'm not necessarily always one to be on the front line. And so I've been on the advisory board of Operation Breakthrough. I piloted a summer program for their teens and tweens. I've worked at the Cleaver Family YMCA and developed their youth training program. Been actively involved and engaged with my church, heading up Vacation Bible School. Worked with some other nonprofits as well, because one of my other talents, I guess you would say, and actually it's been a small business for me, is event planning. And so as nonprofits are looking to raise funds or to gain more marketing and PR, visibility in the community, then I've been able to work with them and assist them. And then there's other individuals that seek to develop their small businesses or their nonprofits, and I've been very intricately involved in helping support some of those individuals and organizations as well.
Sounds like you have a real strong like for youth.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love our children. I believe that they are looking for limits. They're looking for boundaries. They're looking for guidelines. They're looking for love and support and encouragement. And we cannot, as the adults and the members of the community, give up on them. And that's why I decided to step out of the four walls of the classroom and really, really position myself, hopefully, to have a greater impact on the children we serve and their families, because I have realized that the children are not our only customer when it comes to the educational institution. The family unit as a whole has to be our customer. And so we have to say, how can we empower and educate parents to assist them in educating their children? So, yes, I have a love for youth, but I just have a love for people, and people of color and poor people, anyone that needs help. That's just what I do.
Well. Ms. Taylor, let's spend the next 5 minutes talking about your vision for the Kansas City, Missouri public school community.
Yes.
State officials have withheld provisional accreditation from Kansas City, Missouri School District in spite of improved academic performances. Ms. Taylor, what should school board members do to help the school district regain its accreditation status?
I think we have to set some policies that clearly state where we are going in regards to student achievement. Wraparound services, extracurricular activities, the engagement of parents. Those are going to be the things that we have to address if we are going to move our district toward full accreditation. Dr. Green and his team, as I've said before, have done a great job in garnering points as regards to our finances and the stabilization as a whole of the district. But now we have to ramp up those activities and put things and policies in place that are going to move and shift our student achievement. If we shift and move forward on our student achievement, then and we regain accreditation, then the transfer issues that we've been dealing with, I think, will also go away. I think we also have to look at partnering more with the civic community, the philanthropic community, within reason, looking at what they bring to the table to support us and our endeavors, and realizing that if our school system fails, we all fail. It impacts the entire economy. And so business people will be affected, the philanthropic community will be affected. So all of us have to work together, not just for our individual interests, but for our community, our city, our region as a whole.
You mentioned Dr. Green there. There have been several Rescue Our School District solutions proposed. Which solution is most feasible in moving forward?
I certainly support maintaining local control. In the state, early March, basically put a plan together, and even with some of the issues that the district faces, allows us to do just that. Their particular plan, they have not funded it, and the state authorities do not have the capacity to really implement what they're looking to. So for right now, I think Jeff City, Dr. Nicastro, the State Board of Education have said they're going to allow Kansas City to maintain public control, and that is great through our elected process, having impassioned, qualified, focus-driven individuals serving on the board. So when we look at all of those plans, there were bits and pieces that you like of each of them. I don't believe any one plan really identified and kind of nailed down, and it wasn't perfection. None of them were perfection.
And what is being reported, sometimes there's this tone of controversy. The newspapers sometimes report on the bad things. Do our children get lost when we hear the bad things being reported in the school district? What's best for our children?
Absolutely. And again, when it comes to our community, be it organizations, be it civic organizations, be it the media, tell a story. I have no problem with telling a story. My concern is that the whole story is not being told. And that is what is really detrimental to our growth. When we're always focusing in on the negative, where do we make room for the positive? There are positive things happening in our district. There are bright lights. There are success stories as it relates to our students, our administrators, our teachers. So we need to celebrate those triumphant moments, those victorious endeavors that take place. My thing is, you can't tell part of the story. You always have to tell the whole story. And in doing that, we empower our students, we empower our teachers, we empower them and give them hope and a vigor to keep moving forward. When we don't, just like you said, do they get lost? Absolutely. Have they gotten lost? Absolutely. So we have to do better, and we have to put pressure on people that have been put in positions, be it the media, be it politicians, whomever. If they are put in positions to be accountable to the elected community, or if they are to lead us in our city, then we have to hold them accountable and call them, to the carpet, so to speak, and say, let's do better, because again, if we as a district fail, we all fail.
And Ms. Taylor, you did state for the record that you support local control. You do not support a state takeover.
I do not, absolutely not.
News reports show that parents and community activists are talking back. How important is it for school board members to be able to talk with and work with members of the Kansas City community?
It's imperative. We cannot, as elected officials who are servants, who are accountable to those that put us in office, function without having a conversation and a dialogue. That means that we have to be in the community constantly, consistently asking for input. What are your desires? What are the things that you value? What do you see needing to take place to move our children forward? That has to be done neighborhood by neighborhood, school by school, organization by organization, church by church. They deserve a voice. My slogan is, I want to be the tailor-made voice. They deserve a voice. And that, again, that means students, teachers, neighborhood groups, faith-based community members. Everyone deserves a voice. We cannot do our job if we are not soliciting the input of those we serve.
Well, that's a lot of work. We don't want you to exhaust yourself, Ms. Taylor. But I'm excited by your vision for the school district. Can you tell us, if you're elected to the at-large position, how you will work with President Eric West and the other school board members who are currently there?
We have to work as a team. We do have to have some hard conversations and say, what can we do as in shaping policy that is going to have a tremendous, long-standing, positive impact. I am willing, ready, and able to be a part of that team. And also, though, have those tough conversations, because at the end of the day, it is about the students, and that's who I'm advocating on behalf of. So I will always remind my fellow board members that if a policy is not in the best interest of our children, then we need to go back to the drawing board and figure out what is going to be in their best interest. There are 9 people that sit on that board. So no one individual can make decisions for the collective group. So it is my job to act as a negotiator, a mediator, a collaborator, and really champion what is going to help our students best.
Awesome. Ms. Taylor, do you have any final words for our What's Up Kansas City viewership?
I just encourage everyone to get out and vote on tomorrow, April 8th. In this election, I think the results of this election will have a tremendous and a long-term impact on our district, on our students, on our families. So it's extremely important for everyone to get out and vote. I encourage you to look me up at www.catinataylor.com or call me at 816-878-3546 and inquire about my platform or how you can help. It is never too late. So again, my name is Catina Taylor. I am an at-large candidate for the Kansas City Public Schools, and I ask that you allow me to be the tailor-made voice for KCPS.
What's up, Kansas City? I'm your host, Glenn Bryan Frizzell. We certainly like to thank our special guest here, Ms. Catina Taylor. We encourage our viewers to get out April 8th to the polls and cast your ballot. This is Glenn Frizzell. Check out more video online at www.whatsupkansascity.net. You'll find all the Kansas City School Board candidates there. And remember, the sky is the limit. Aim high. If you shoot for the moon and you miss, at the very least, you would have landed among the stars. Thank you. Take care until next time.
CMG wants you to always remember, the victory we call success goes to the best prepared. When you invest in your community, you're really just investing in yourself. Thanks.